For years, Kelowna was the automatic choice to move to in the Okanagan. A bigger city with more restaurants and more nightlife and really more recognition. But something interesting has been happening lately. More and more people are looking at Kelowna and then they're choosing Vernon instead. Honestly, a lot of them are very, very happy they did. So today I'm going to break down the real reasons why people are leaving Kelowna for Vernon and why Vernon has quietly become one of the most desirable places to live in the Okanagan. I'm Lisa Salt with RE/MAX Vernon Salt Fowler. Every week we help people relocate to the North Okanagan and the Central Okanagan. Many of them, though, that came to the North Okanagan originally were thinking Kelowna was the obvious choice. But then after spending time in both cities, a surprising number end up buying in Vernon instead. So today let's talk honestly about the lifestyle, the affordability, the traffic, and the community, and what daily life actually feels like in both cities. Now, Kelowna has changed. Let's start with the biggest thing people notice immediately. Kelowna has grown fast, really fast, and the numbers are actually pretty shocking. So back in 2016, the city of Kelowna roughly had a population of 127,000 people. Today, the city itself is around 166,000 people, and Greater Kelowna is now over 250,000 residents. So let's compare that to Vernon. In 2016, Vernon itself had roughly 42,000 people. Today, the city is approaching a whopping 50,000. Greater Vernon, of course, sits around 73,000 residents, so more. But yes, Vernon has grown too, but the feeling of the city is still very, very different. It doesn't feel like it's changed a whole ton. I mean, maybe you like that, maybe you don't, but that's the way it is. Kelowna now feels much more urban. It's denser, it's busier, it's more developed. And honestly, it's more hectic. And for some people, that's exciting. But for many buyers, it starts feeling less like the relaxed Okanagan lifestyle that they imagined, and that's where Vernon comes in. Affordability is also a huge reason. The second big reason people choose Vernon, it's value, affordability. Kelowna prices climbed aggressively over the last several years, and while Vernon certainly isn't cheap anymore, buyers often feel they get more house for their money, more space for their money, better views, or, a lower maintenance living for the same money. Here's the difference at year-end 2025 for single-family homes, excluding lakefront and acreages. Kelowna's average home price was roughly $1.09 million. In fact, $1.094256 to be exact, as of December 31st, 2025. Vernon's average home price was roughly $858,000, so that's about $236,000 difference, putting Kelowna 27.5% higher than Vernon price-wise at year-end 2025. That's significant, and psychologically, that changes everything. People start realizing, wait, we could buy something we actually love in Vernon and still have money left to enjoy life. And honestly, that matters more than ever right now for many folks, especially for those retiring, snowbirds, families, and remote workers. Many buyers would rather have that less stressful lifestyle, lower payments, and just being calmer than max out financially just to say they live in Kelowna. Let's talk about traffic and how a city feels. This one surprises people. Traffic changes the quality of life more than most people expect. When I go to Vancouver, and I lived there for 9 years, I loved it back in the late 80s and 90s, but I thought it was busy then. Now I can hardly stand it during rush hour. Like, it's nuts. Compared to that, Kelowna is a dream. However, many find that Kelowna traffic has also become a real frustration. I mean, Harvey Avenue congestion, that bridge traffic, long backups, crowded shopping areas, and just that constant construction. And what's interesting is Kelowna has actually been trying to solve traffic issues for decades. Back in 2008, Kelowna completed the new William R. Bennett Bridge, replacing the old floating bridge that had become a major bottleneck for the region for many years. At the time, it was a huge project, and it dramatically improved the traffic flow. But let's put this into perspective. Around 2008, Kelowna's population was roughly 113,000 people, with the metro area around 175,000. Today, again, city of Kelowna, 166 to 172,000 people. Let's say 170. There's a census on now, so I suppose we'll have more accurate numbers soon. But also the broader metro area now is over 254,000 residents. That means the city itself has grown by about 50% in less than 20 years, and the metro area about 45% less than 20 years. So even with a major bridge upgrade, Kelowna has continued growing faster than much of its infrastructure was originally designed for. Now compare that to Vernon. Vernon has grown too, of course, absolutely, but at a much slower, more reasonable pace. Back in 2008, Vernon's population was roughly 38,000. Today, the city of Vernon is approaching around 50,000 residents. That's a growth of roughly 31.5% over the same period. Now, Greater Vernon means Vernon and Coldstream, has grown a lot less even, around 19%. So like I say, Vernon is definitely growing, but the pace has been much more manageable. And the result is less congestion, easier parking for sure, especially downtown, shorter commute times, and a calmer day-to-day experience overall. Now, don't get me wrong, there's rush hour in Vernon. Sometimes you have to wait 2 lights. It's horrific. But you can usually cross Vernon in 10 to 15 minutes. Everywhere's 10 to 15 minutes. Errands feel simpler. Life just feels lighter. Especially for retirees and remote workers, that reduction in daily stress becomes a massive quality of life upgrade. And honestly, this is one of the biggest things people notice after they move. They suddenly realize how much traffic had quietly been affecting their lifestyle, how much more time they have on a daily basis not spending it in gridlock. In Vernon, life tends to feel more manageable day to day. So to me, huge bonus. Now, quick commercial break. If you're thinking about relocating to the Okanagan, Vernon, Kelowna, wherever, make sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video, as we're posting videos like this every single week. If you're moving in 9 days or 90 days or just curious about the area that we call home, be sure to call, text, or email and just add salt. Now, Vernon still feels like a community. Another thing we hear all the time from buyers is Vernon feels friendlier. Now, obviously, there are wonderful people everywhere, Kelowna, of course, but Vernon still has more of that small city, community-focused, neighborly atmosphere. Again, we haven't had that huge growth spurt like Kelowna has. People still know each other. You run into familiar faces just walking downtown. Local businesses still feel local. Kelowna has become much more metropolitan and transient. They have big towers, Vernon does not. Vernon still feels rooted, I guess you would say. And for many people leaving larger cities, that emotional feeling matters way more than they ever expected. Knowing your neighbor is cool. Now, you're not sacrificing the Okanagan lifestyle by coming to Vernon. This is the funny part. People often assume moving from Kelowna to Vernon or choosing one or the other means giving something up. But Vernon still offers Okanagan Lake, Kalamalka Lake, and Swan Lake too, by the way. Silver Star Mountain, wineries a short distance away, golf, lots of golf actually, Predator Ridge, hiking and biking and paddleboarding. The lifestyle is still incredible, and many locals will argue it's actually easier to enjoy here because beaches are less crowded. Traffic is lighter, we've already talked about that, and access is just plain simpler. Cal Lake alone is one of the biggest lifestyle advantages for someone moving here. And if they're moving anywhere in the Okanagan, look at it. It's like being in the Caribbean. Look at that. It's so beautiful. Anyway, I digress. Vernon fits certain buyers better, of course, but to be fair, Kelowna is still a fantastic fit for many people. If you want nightlife, luxury condo living, larger employment sectors, major shopping, or more major shopping. Anyways, they have a Costco, and that more kind of urban lifestyle, Kelowna may absolutely be the better fit. And coming from a big city like, say, Vancouver or Calgary, you may not yet be ready for Vernon. Vernon's quiet. But Vernon tends to win with retirees, especially active ones. Families love Vernon, if they can find a job or if they have some sort of a profession. Snowbirds, for sure. Remote workers and buyers just wanting a calmer day-to-day living. Now, this is not about which city is better. It's about which lifestyle fits you better. I love both places. I just choose to live in Vernon because I like a calmer lifestyle. And for real estate, I can get more bang for my buck, which I like. I mean, honestly, I think Vernon is a really interesting place right now. It still has breathing room. It still has that kind of community feel. Yes, it's grown, but it still has that manageable traffic and relative affordability. And more people are discovering it every year. And many buyers who originally overlooked Vernon are now realizing this is actually what we hoped Kelowna would feel like. And I'm sure it did at one point, just not today. So why are people leaving Kelowna for Vernon? Usually it comes down to one thing. They want the Okanagan lifestyle without the bigger city stress that Kelowna now brings for some buyers. Or they also find they can get more bang for their buck here. And for the right person, Vernon hits that sweet spot beautifully. If you're thinking about relocating to Vernon or anywhere in the North Okanagan or the Central Okanagan or the Shuswap, we at RE/MAX Vernon Salt Fowler will be happy to help you explore whether it's the right fit for you. And in the meantime, if you want to explore Vernon, download our Vernon Relocation Package at vernonrelocation.com.